Ladies and gentlemen, it's your buddy Bryan Kehoe. This is Bobby Cedro from MXR Dunlop, and today we have a very special guest. Mr. Eric McFadden is going to help us play a couple of these little licks here on this 6-string shooter.
Delighted. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here.
Yes. So what we're going to start off with is this Conquistador from Way Huge. It's a kind of a Velcro-y kind of phase. It's a very vintage circuit with a very hard-cut, hard gate. Mr. Bobby Cedro is going to tell you all about the science.
Well, the science, in fact, is the square wave generator. Very aggressive, high-gain square wave generator that's in the front end of this. However, after that is a line in the sand. If the signal is smaller than the threshold, you hear nothing. It's like churning your amp off. Past that, then you hear all that luscious square wave generation. The trick is that if you balance off the volume of your guitar, you can kind of pop in and out of that threshold, and actually sounds like, well, I like to think of it as a broken cable, but if you use it, it's a whole new effect. It's really cool.
Eric, Eric, show us what it sounds like.
All right, so be back. Here's with a full on. Back off the volume.
Yep. Pick real light. You can hear the gate just barely opening. Awesome. All right. So these are shipping now. And next up is the Russian Pickle. Russian Pickle is a 90s style Russian big square wave fuzz. It's a little different from the swollen pickle that we make. It's got a little less controls.
I got one of those right now.
Hey. It's got less controls and a little less gain, a little more mid-focused. Bobby's going to tell you a little bit about it.
Well, yeah, the heart of it is the BC 183s, and the way they distort, the way they saturate, the rise times of these transistors, it creates a certain fuzz. And this fuzz is not as much gain as maybe you'd find other fuzzes. So what it does is it's just a really nice harmonic generator, not too over the top, but very clear. My Stratos, it almost sounds like a really nice distortion. But it also is mid-range focused, which is really nice so that you don't get a lot of the fizz that is just going to compete with the other frequencies. The guitar will actually shine through.
Sometimes when you are in a band situation, you step on the fuzz, you get like a hairdryer in your ear, and you just lose everything. This is a little clearer, a little cleaner, but still keeping that square wave. Eric, let's see what's going down.
Sure.
Now, because it's a little cleaner and has a bit of a mid-hump to it, it's going to work really good for bass players. This is also shipping now as well. Moving over to the Mini Dynacomp. Mini Dynacomp is a script logo style Dynacomp with the original IC3080 can. Has a wonderful, warm, vintagey sound to it. And then there's an added feature with the attack knob. And Bobby will tell you all about it.
Yeah, first off, the CA3080 can is an old vintage, no old stock IC that has a really good transient response, a little better signal to noise ratio, so it's a little clearer, bigger dynamic range. But the secret sauce here is that you can get two sounds. You can get the classic, squishy, very compressed Dynacomp, like the Nashville Cats, push the attack button in, and then we don't let it compress as far. So the initial attack of the first note, you can hear it. It's clearer. It's actually got a little more transparency to it. And then it doesn't have as much distance to recover. So the next note, you can hear it too as it slams down to a bit more of a compressed signal. What it is that the attacks of each subsequent note is very clear. It's open. It's a bit more high fidelity, wouldn't you say?
I'd say it's a little bit more transparent. So you have the script logo in the box. It also has an LED and a 9-volt in, a little fella, just a little fella. So if you want that really over-the-top, squishy, compressed sound, you have that. But with that attack button, it gives you a lot of versatility. Kind of takes the blanket off of the tone. So let's, so turn it off for a second. Turn it off for a second. Let's hear, bypass it. Let's hear what it sounds like, bypassed. And then now make it sound real squishy. Now watch when Bobby engages the attack knob. So you hear a little more transparency. It kind of sounds like there's a little bit more volume kind of in there because it's not squishing it down so hard. I like to run it in the very beginning of my signal chain. You can do however you want. There's no rules. I run it before a tuner, before a volume, just so that everything just kind of has that nice buoyancy and it has just a little bit of compression in there. Last but not least. Yes, there is more. We have the Il Diavolo from our good friend Carlos. Our good friend Carlos Serracio. I forgot the O yesterday, and he did me a message. He says, "Hey, man, my last name ends with an O, pal."
Yeah, I'm Italian.
He's a great guy. I said, I did not mean to offend your family or your family's name. I'm so sorry, Don Serracio. Anyway, he gives us, we did a little co-deal with him on this Il Diavolo overdrive. It's a mid-focused overdrive with 3 clipping circuits, and Bobby's going to tell you all about it.
Okay, so first off, we have a very mid-range focused overdrive that starts off on the bottom, the switch bottom position, asymmetrical silicon diodes. What that gives you is a nice compressed, very rich in harmonics, and it lasts a very long time as you sustain the note. It'll stay in that very saturated area. Moving into the mid position, it's an op amp. Op amp clipping, very transparent. For my words, it's like amp-like, not squishy, but you still can get around real easy. Very big and open. LED top position. It's kind of between the two, op amp and silicon. And for my taste, with a Strat, that's where I like to set it because it gives me that Strat sound with the different pickups that I switch back and forth, mid treble and bridge and neck. You can hear the change of the pickup, and it's pretty spanky. So, well, let's just give it a listen.
All right, let's bypass real quick. And this first one will be the asymmetrical silicon diode. The next one will be the LED. And last but not least, the op amp. This is shipping now as well. Carlos Serracio brings the magic with the Il Diavolo overdrive. Bryan Kehoe, Bobby Cedro, Eric McFadden from the Dunlop booth saying adios, amigos.